scary books keep you up late at night, make you afraid to turn off that light. Here we have all the slice, none of the spice, ready to give you your next nightmare. How can I scare you today? And everything started up here. Let's see here. There we go. Got that up and running. Don't know why I put that away since I'm going to need that in just a second here. And let's see here. So got that up and running. All right. Hey, Lisa, Troy. How's it going, guys? I am back again. I know you guys just can't get rid of me. I'm playing around with settings. There we go. I know, I'm playing around with settings. I should be doing things. I shouldn't be playing around with settings. Hey, hey, Rain. Watching me on the other channel. Watching me on the red place, huh? I'm trying to make the girl from Demon Seed with the mouth. Oh, you gotta show it if you do. That was always one of my favorite characters to create, Troy. I think of so much. I think of her very anime-like when I think of that. You know, I think that kind of comes across because I kept. I think the description is almost like saying Japanese schoolgirl without saying Japanese schoolgirl. Is kind of how I did it. So yeah. Oh, I know, and I mean she's a huge part of the second half of the book as well. I mean, so yeah, I'm surprised that more people don't mention her. What people are bringing up, hey Rain, are you just jumping back and forth between the Red Place and TikTok? So it is weird being live in all three different places now. Between the Book of Faces, the Red Place, and the TikTok. So we'll see if anyone actually comes in through any of the other ones. So yeah. The only thing is, I'm afraid to listen to any music while I'm on the others because they get so more restrictive about copyright. So I'm trying to. That's why I didn't do it on the morning live stream because the morning live stream we have our jams, we have our hanging out, and so I didn't want to change that up. So I thought for the afternoon live I could do the just do this. Yeah. Well, think about how many years they've had of lawsuits over there. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me. So uh so yeah, for everyone that's new to tuning in, I'm horror author Jason Davis, writer of Spooky Scary Books. Uh I write the spooky scary books keep you up late at night, make you afraid to turn off that light. Here we have all the slice, none of the spice, ready to give you your next nightmare. My most popular book is Bookmail, and it's about Lexi, who is a social media influencer. She loves to hang out and do book reviews and hang out in lives just like this one. All the fun things that if you're watching me, you probably enjoy as well. Well, she ends up getting taken by a favorite author and quickly realizes that all these books that she's been reviewing, well, guess what? They're all true. So now she's got to find a way to change the narrative before she herself becomes the main character of his next novel. It does have a dark demonic twist to it. The ending definitely goes to 11, so make sure to check your triggers. But that is book mail. Now, I know I just saw likes coming in on the red place, but then I don't see any of them actually show up there. Yeah, I'm not used to streaming over there, so it's just a little different for me. If anyone has any questions buying my books, I'm here to answer as much as I can. I do have some to get ready to go out yet for today. And I lost my chat. There we go. There, I'm back in the chat. Hey, Miss Mar, thank you for the heart me. Steven, what's up? And how are you doing today? Okay, so we got this one getting ready to go out. Thank you for the heart me, Steven. How did it go the other night? I saw that you're back live again. This one is this order right here, so I'll get that label printed out. Not bad, good. Just adding a book for someone? Well, congrats, Rain. That's always good. I know I have to finish up the edits over the next couple of days for Indie Weird Day and get that off to Candace, who edits some of my books. I just got the final edits back for Book Mail Creator of Nightmares just in time so that way I can get all those ordered. So they'll be in right before the release date. Usually I get them, quite a bit early, but this time we're running close to right up to when the release date's going to be. So won't actually have, a bunch ahead of time. Good, yes. Hey, Izzy, how you doing? It's weird. I'm seeing I got 8 viewers on the. Hey, John, you watching me over on the red place too, huh? We'll see. We'll see if I start getting more viewers over there. Then maybe it's like I got actually twice as many viewers on the red place than I do on the TikTok right now. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll do more direct streams to the red place. So. And well, I'm getting the same trolls over there just as much as I get them over on the TikTok. Just remember, Jesus loves you as well. Even if you're going to troll in a live stream, Jesus still loves you. Oh, man. I can't help it. Seeing that I'm getting the same troll people over there makes me feel like this might work out streaming to both. Oh, somebody got filtered. Good afternoon, Red Alpha, and how are you doing today? Okay, so we got this one ready to print out a label for. This is for the Demon Bundle. You get Book Mail and Demon Seed. Demon Seed, of course, is about David, who is a 9-year-old boy whose nightmares have started to come alive. And as these monsters are escaping from his imagination, it's about those around him trying to protect him, keep him safe. Got my book, and I'm done with the first chapter, and it's gonna. You scared to read it alone? So are you talking about book mail? You're reading book mail? Yeah, it happened over the weekend. I was hoping to do it on Saturday when I had the book reading, because for doing that kind of book reading, I thought it'd be great to go live on the Red Place as well as TikTok. But sadly, even though I got enough subscribers, it would not let me stream to both. I guess it takes 24 hours after you get enough subscribers to do so. Oh. So my book, you're talking about Demon Seed. Demon Seed. Okay. Yeah, that first chapter, it's scary. It's very intense. Let's see. Who is getting this one? Where is this one going? This one is going out to... Let's see. This one's going out to Tennessee. Nice. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the scroll on the bottom, or is it getting annoying? The mailbox is growing on me. The book mail growing mailbox. Lunch wasn't too bad, except for I ate too much. I was not intending to have the ice cream, but after having Patty talk about that ice cream earlier, I guess I was just in the mood. Yeah, Troy has done a great job with these 3D prints. I love the mailbox. As a reminder to everyone, I am, doing a live today, going between Book of Faces, Red Place, and TikTok. So if I am talking a little bit weird and everything, it's because, I have to be very mindful of what can be said on all platforms. Now, here's the interesting thing. I see comments coming in from you, John, but they're not coming into where I'm actually logged into the Red Place. So that's interesting. I guess the Red Place splits it up between which ones are watched on their phones and which ones are watching on the landscape view. So that is interesting. Always learning new things. Hey Amber, how are you doing today? I must take a picture of little beanie versus huge beanie. Oh, really? Hey, Red Wolf Matt, how you doing? Okay, so I got those. I still need to print out the label going to Miss Mar here. I almost forgot to do that. That needs to go out today. Don't want to forget to do that. I swear, with how bad the weather's been lately, now we're at the 115 test where they just did the tornado siren. And I heard it enough times last week for not test purposes that my heart just jumped a little bit hearing the siren going off again. Gotta have the 115 test, don't we? So how are you doing today, Amber? I didn't really get a chance to say hello to you guys earlier. Where Denise and Molly were in here and we're just kind of chatting. I'm sorry about that. Didn't get a chance to say really hi to everyone this morning. Which was good because, before they came in and joined me on the live stream, I felt like I was definitely going to be in a funk this morning. So I was thankful that they actually came up and helped keep me from falling into the well sometimes, the mental well. You know. I see we're up to 5,000 likes already. We got tornadoes in Massachusetts, but in the western part. Okay. Oh, you get tornadoes. Okay. Yeah, see, Wisconsin, I grew up in Illinois, which, yeah, we got tornadoes pretty regular. And then moving to Wisconsin, we don't get them up here as often. So, but, so yeah. For everyone hanging out today, I am horror author Jason Davis, once again talking about the spooky, scary books keep you up late at night, make you afraid to turn off that light. All the slice, none of the spice. Ready to give you next nightmare. How can I scare you today? Hey, Jar Jar, how you doing? Welcome in. Let's see here. Let's see here. Trying to make sure I'm not missing anyone here chatting. Is it just this dead of an afternoon, or is it because... Oh, you got it in the dungeon? Nice. Hey, Wise Elliot, how are you doing today? Oh, there. Now I see what you're talking about. Whoa, that guy, he is a lot bigger, isn't he? Nice. Did you see Troy's Roach Man in there? So, if anyone hasn't checked out the dungeon, you definitely should. There's some pictures of some upcoming Troy 3D prints. So we have available in the TikTok shop here. Hey, Faye, how are you doing this afternoon? I hope you're doing well today. There we go. You're back over here. Doesn't feel the same without my music. I feel like, I don't want to get a restriction after finally getting in there, so I'm afraid of playing the music, but, you know. I mean, does anyone know if you can stream music during live streams on the other? I think I tried it once and I got restricted. I worked so hard to finally get in there. I'm afraid of getting kicked back out again, you know? Okay. Let's see here. That's supposed to be going to Kentucky. So let me see. I think I need to get that one sent still. Let's see. Nope, that one said, okay, I thought it was. Okay. So yeah, I just need to do Miss Mars, I think. I just need to find the address. I thought I had it saved here, ready to go. That's not it. Come on. Nope. Okay, I'll have to find it again. Hey, Sherry, how you doing this afternoon? So, for anyone new in here, Bookmail is my most popular book. It's about Lexi, who is a social media influencer. She loves to hang out and do book reviews and hang out in lives just like this. All the fun things that if you're watching me, you probably enjoy as well. Well, she ends up getting taken by a favorite author and quickly realizes that all these books that she's been reviewing, well, guess what? They're all true. So now she's got to find a way to change the narrative before she herself becomes the main character of his next novel. It does have a dark demonic twist to it. The ending definitely goes to 11, so make sure to check your triggers. But that is Bookmail. Let's see. What was that notification? Oh. No, don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Okay. I should be getting in soon a new drink option. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but a new drink option for when I do the blind dates. And when I do get them, I'll make sure to post some videos. But I think I've struck a deal where we're going to start getting coffee for as an option. So, okay, and I just need to find Miss Mars' message here because I got a book going out to her. Where is it? There we go. And it won't let me. Okay. Gosh dang it. Okay, I'm back. Lost the chat there for a minute. So, so yeah, I'll get this out, I guess, after the live stream because I can't do it while on the live stream. So let's get this one ready to go out. I don't have any books pinned up right now, do I? I did not add any books to the live stream. What was I thinking? Awesome, Beth. Glad to see that you got your book. And oh, you love it? Nice. I love to hear that. Oh, thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. Now, if you are on TikTok and looking at the TikTok store, I currently have a flash sale that I'm starting that you can get Bookmail and Demon Seed together, and it'll be $30 roughly. Now, here's the thing with it though. Because there's a coupon in my TikTok store, you actually get $5 off, and it qualifies for free shipping. So you can buy Bookmail by itself for $17, add $5 to $6 for shipping, or you can get for about the same price two books. You get Bookmail and Demon Seed, It just feels like the much better deal. So you'll be back? Okay. Well, I'll be here. So let's see. Got that going. You know, it's funny. I got everything set up here on this, and I'll show you guys in a minute. Hey, John, got tired of watching me on the Red Place, huh? I wonder. No, well, let me do it. Let me try this. Try something here. I might be able to figure it out. Testing, testing. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay. So that didn't fix anything. Trying to not have an echo, so have to be careful with how I do certain things. This one's heading out to New York. Gotta get this one ready to go. I swear I'm getting all these 3D prints over here. But I just thought I'd show this off a little bit because this is such a beautiful edition of the Bite. So get the sprayed edges, get the foil print. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, I love the little tassel. You know, I love that. So just thought I'd show that off a little bit. People on the Book of Faces and on the Red Place, they don't get to see that too often. But then again, those books are also not available on the other store. They're only available through TikTok. Those are TikTok exclusives. There we go. So we got this one all ready to go out today. Now I want to remind everyone I will not be streaming on Tuesday except for the Indie Author Spotlight tomorrow night. But during the day, there will be no live streams tomorrow. I doubt that I'll be doing any streaming on Wednesday. And I will not be doing any streaming on Thursday. So if you want to get some orders in this week, today is definitely the day to get them in because I probably won't be going back to do another one of these lives until Friday, and even then, it's a maybe. Tomorrow we have the oncologist appointment. On Wednesday we have that is her thyroid biopsy. She'll be going in for that. And then Thursday is the spinal MRI. So between that, even if we make it back in time, I don't see us having the emotional bandwidth to be able to do a live stream. So today and Friday are the only days that we'll probably be going live this week. And Friday is an if, because after going through all that, I can't make any guarantees that we'll be up for doing much. You know, if that makes sense. You know, I hope you guys understand why I won't be doing much for throughout the week. We're up to 12,000 likes in the stream. You guys are all being quiet today. Does anyone have anything they want to talk about? Anything going on? I think I'm gonna try playing a little music just to see how if we get in trouble. If we get in trouble, we get in trouble, and then I'll have to rethink how I do things. That is if my music app will open. Right now it's just too quiet down here. Let's see. I'm not hearing anything come through. There we go. There we go. I would think horror authors would like quiet basements, especially at night. You know, I'm just one that I've just never been a fan of silence. My thoughts get too loud in the silence. You know, too much silence, and it's just like too many. Just like the thoughts just keep wandering. Not that I don't have that problem as it is, but music helps. Hey, Bridget, how you doing? I hope you're having a good afternoon. Went through a name change yesterday. I was gonna say I recognized the profile picture, but the name I didn't think sounded right. So I'm like, oh, I wasn't gonna say anything just in case I remembered it wrong. So there we go. I got that correct there. And there we go. Change part of my pen name. Should have done it a long time ago. I get that. Hey, Nightwolf. So yeah, I actually do enjoy horror comics. I just don't get a chance to read many of them anymore. I loved it as a kid reading the Crypt Keeper, you know, that stuff. Always have been a big fan of Spawn. So so do you have some recommendations? Uh, oh well, thank you, Bridget. I appreciate that. So what we have going on, Nightwolf, is we are working on a graphic novel for Bookmail, which is my most popular book. Um, it's just that it's put on pause. The project's put on pause right now, just because of things going on. But yeah, It is in the works. You know, it's taking longer than we had hoped. So. Is the text that I just put at the bottom of the screen hard to read with the chat? I know I constantly be changing settings. Let's see here. Let's see. I think we got all the. Yep, we got all those ready. I'm not seeing any warnings of any violations, so that's good. All right. So yeah, for like most of you guys know, I'm horror author Jason Davis, hanging out with you once again. Um, you know, let's see, what's a good behind the scenes story I can tell? Anyone have any questions about any of the behind the scenes of where some of my ideas came from for any of my books? Anything like that? What's some good questions I can answer? You want me to read Bedbugs? You love me reading Bedbugs, don't you? So what's funny is during the break, I did a reading of Death at Germantown. And because of how that book, that short story reads, it's not an easy one to narrate. So that'll be going up on the Red Channel as a one of my Dark Library episodes. That'll be going up there probably soon. But okay, so you want me to read Death? No, not Death. You want me to read Bedbugs? Hey, little Miss Kim Reeds, how are you doing? That's definitely one I won't narrate on here. Yep, not that one. Let's see, not that one. Not that one. Okay, bed bugs. So here we go, bed bugs. Let me get me all psyched up here. And double checking I don't have. So I'll do bed bugs for you here. First, I'll get a giveaway started because I know we're about to get to 20,000 likes. And I know Rain is going to want her giveaway. There we go. There we go. All right. So I got everything set up. Hey, Keith. Hey, Keith, I know you talked about the other last week. Just so you know, if you look in my chain of knowledge, that there is a way to help. I did put that out there. You helped to inspire me to finally do it. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? Okay. Let me turn down the music a little bit so I can start doing my reading here. There we go. So, bed bugs. A short story that is currently in Last Exit. Life as a truck driver was not easy. It wasn't simple to adjust to or something that could be taught. Some people took to it naturally, while others just never seemed to get it. No matter how much a mentor tried to pound away, teaching both the driving and living it to their students, sometimes it just didn't take. Some students were better than others, and not necessarily just because of how the person drove. There are many things to take into consideration, most having to deal with how a student handled living on the road. Some took to it like second nature, and not having an issue being away from home for weeks at a time. Others barely made it a day before they called home, falling into the pit of despair that came from being separated from the ones they loved. Mike had seen them all. It always seemed like the good ones, the ones he liked having on the truck with him for 6 weeks of training, with 6 weeks of training, always seemed to go too quickly, while the ones who were trouble lasted. The time with them felt feeling like an eternity. Then there were the washouts, the ones who lasted longer than they should. Their time with him might have been short, but they made they made sure it felt longer. That probably had more to do with him not liking to give up on a student rather than them being slow learners. So many students barely made it through the second week before it was apparent they were never going to become a road warrior, fighting Mother Nature to deliver the goods needed for everyday life. As Dave climbed down from the truck, Mike watching from the driver's seat, he really felt like this one had to be his last. It felt like they'd been on the road for years, and getting this behemoth of a man off his truck was nothing short of a Christmas in July. However, judging by how much shit spray and lemon wash he'd need to use before the smell of him would finally dissipate, Mike had no idea how long it would be before Dave was truly gone. The man reeked. He never showered. It had been well into the third week before Mike threatened him. If he didn't, he was certain Dave would have been out there with him the whole 6 weeks without showering. He didn't even want to think what would have be like once the driver went out on his own. Even with the threat of being kicked off the truck, the man came back and nearly stank as bad as before he went into the shower. Did he even know what soap and shampoo were? Mike was tempted to just burn the sheets the man had slept on. When Mike was done with a student, he would usually walk him or her into the driver's terminal, introduce the student to the facilitator, then wait for them to finish taking the test, mainly sure that they got situated in their own truck before taking off. Sure, it would mean he'd have to sit around for an hour or two. But after investing 6 weeks in a student, taking him from one side of the country to the other, there was a bond. It made it hard to just dump and run. Plus, there was that sense of pride in seeing the new driver get assigned their first rig. It filled him with a sense of accomplishment. Hey, Freak Show. How are you doing today? All right. However, this time, Mike didn't follow his student. He didn't even get out of the truck as the big man walked inside. That was it. He was done. It was almost to the point of him saying he was done altogether. He was thankful his drive leader granted his request not to take on another student right away. He needed a little time. It'd be nice taking his next load across the country and not having to watch as whoever was in the driver's seat nearly got him killed because they stalled in the middle of an intersection. It would be almost relaxing just to be a truck driver again, remembering what his life had been like before he started training. Here's what you could lose as time passed, and just how fast it did. 6 weeks went by in the blink of an eye. The time would come and go as he'd miss one birthday, then another. The time on the road passed slowly as he drove and taught new students, but when he looked at what happened while he wasn't home, it was like he saw his life pass by in snapshots, lost in the endless miles. It was no wonder she had left him. There was no time to dwell on the past now. It was time to turn and burn. Get the wheels rolling and head on down the highway. Oh, Freak Show, take care of yourself. Get some rest. I don't know what the hell you mean by that, the man across from Mike at the U-shaped counter said. He had been listening to the driver drone on for the last half hour, making his head pound. He tried to tune out most of it. And
Hey.
so how'd it go?
Oh, it's fine.
Thought you'd be longer with your sister.
Well, I mean, you're also like about an hour off pickup time.
Yeah, you said you were going to make an afternoon of it, so.
Well, we kind of did.
All right.
I mean, if I was staying out any longer, I'd be worried about me coming back in time.
All right. So was the place okay?
Yeah. I was just surprised. Like, I expected a storefront, and it was more like an industrial farm.
Oh.
Like a tiny office.
Huh.
Like.
Freak Show says hi.
Hi, Freak Show. Yeah. I honestly thought I had gone to the wrong place, but the GPS is showing this is where to go. And the lady's like, yeah, you're in the right place.
Hmm.
And and she showed me the different products and made some recommendations. And then we went to a little coffee shop in Edgar and I got an iced maple cinnamon latte, which was really nice.
Okay.
And hung around chatted for a
Hey,
bit.
Alicia. Hey, Faye. Thank you for the heart me. I tried to do the heart thing now, but I can't really use my hand.
And I got 2 different kinds of gummies.
Nice.
And yeah, we'll try it and see.
Oh.
I'll leave these down here for now.
Okay.
You were painting.
No,
You weren't?
I wasn't even over there. That is exactly how you left it.
I must have forgot to dump out my paint cup. I'm sorry. Well, it's a good thing the munchkin didn't play in that.
Oh no!
What's going on?
Alicia got her foil edition of the books, but they got ruined in the weather.
Oh, really? Oh, that sucks.
Okay. Keep me updated. Keep me updated. You would think that with them being in the box like they were. Then again, I know how sometimes the delivery guys are
Delivery
just.
guys are like, oh, it's downpouring. Let me leave it out in the rain for you. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, keep me updated.
I did get you a little something.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Some root beer poppies. Like
That I was just actually about to ask you if you'd go and grab me a poppy. So if you have brought me a poppy, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Do you want? I should probably wash it. The guy who was checking me out at the register, seemed like he was coming off a cold and said as much. So maybe just to be on the safe side, I'll give it a quick soap and rinse off to you.
Were you wearing a mask?
What? No, I didn't know.
I'm not. I'm hoping, Alicia. I am I back?
Well, I mean, there's only so much you can account for.
I know, but I don't
as
like.
much as it sucks.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah, maybe next time I go to Dollar Tree, I'll wear a mask.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting to need one.
And I wasn't thinking about it before, but that makes sense. Being concerned about you.
I'm fine. I just going out in public nowadays means probably I'm gonna have to. People don't think about that when they're out doing whatever.
And we hadn't thought about it before until you said that.
By that point, I'd already been standing in line for a while, so
Yep.
it is what it is. But I'm gonna have my snack.
Oh yeah. Well, Lisa was wanting me to read Bedbugs anyways. So.
Okay.
Though don't worry, everyone. If you have questions or want to talk to me, I will. You guys take precedent. I will pause my reading. So, or if you guys just want me to quit reading, I will.
Love you.
I love you. All right. If this place hadn't had the best barbecue ribs in Arkansas, and arguably the country, he would have never put up with all the gibberish. So he sat at the counter, wishing he had opted for a booth and listened to Tony rant on. It only got worse when Joe, a large, good old boy from the great state of Alabama, arrived and started adding in his 2 cents. Joe was a part-time militia, so of course he chimed right in. And not going to say the other part on a live stream. Hey, thank you for the heart me and the Go Poppers. I appreciate that. Hey, David, how you doing? If you had to listen to too much more of this, he was going to burst. Luckily, he was about done with his ribs, and if the waitress ever came back around, he would ask her for the check and get out of there. It seemed all the truck drivers ever did was bicker and argue. They would just keep talking, sometimes yelling, but no one ever actually said anything. The few times a good conversation actually happened was when someone would get caught up in a good war story, or where some of the worst war story of where some of the worst places to deliver were. He still believed the worst was a grocery chain up in Wisconsin. He had to wait 14 hours to get unloaded one time, which was 14 hours he never got paid for. Sure, he'd heard worse from other drivers, but he'd never experienced it. Maybe it happened, maybe not, but his 14 hours had been his own personal hell he never wanted to relieve. Oh, congrats to the winner. You know, that's going to be, I'm going to take a break there. It reminds me of one of my own personal war stories. One of my least favorite places to ever, I can't remember if it was a pickup or a delivery. But first off, finding the place, it was in a place that had absolutely no cell reception. So it's out in the small town, no reception. GPS wasn't working for a damn there either. So when I got to the town, I couldn't figure out where the hell I was going. I drove through the town and had to make a U-turn and come back, and kept fine with that. I finally get to where I'm supposed to be picking up from, and there's this huge line of trucks. I mean, just you had trucks going down the street, going into this parking lot. They're pulled off in this parking lot, all waiting to get loaded. So probably about a good 10 trucks. And they were taking about half an hour to 45 minutes to load each one. And you were just stuck waiting in that line, waiting for that 45 minutes, and then inching forward another 45 minutes, and waiting another truck length, and going for another 45 minutes. Now, here's the problem with that, is that when you're a truck driver, that's time that you're not getting paid for. That's time you're sitting there. And because you're inching forward, to do it legally, you're supposed to sit there on duty. And by that time you'd be done, you're wasting your whole 11-hour day clock there waiting for that. Now, what I did that time, and we don't want to talk about the legality of this, was by inching forward for each of those little, moving up that truck length, I made sure not to go fast enough that I would trip the clock to show that I was moving. And so I was there for a full 10 hours, which you have to do a 10-hour break. I was there for a full 10 hours. So by me inching forward like that, I did my whole 10-hour reset and just kept moving along. And so by the time I got loaded 10 hours later, I was now legal to continue driving. But that meant I just stayed up that whole 10 hours that night, getting only sleep in about half an hour to 40-minute increments. And then, and pretty much was sleeping in my driver's seat. So not a fun time. But by the time I finally got loaded, it was like the sun was just coming up the next day. Hey, let's get her going. Let's start the new day. And that's truck driving summed up for you there, what some of the things you have to go through. When the waitress walked over with their checks, Joe's demeanor softened. He looked up with a big shit-eating grin at the thin, white-haired woman. What's this, sweet tits? I haven't had my apple pie yet. That was it. Mike looked at the little slip of paper, saw the total, dropped a 20 on the counter as he turned, not catching the waitress's response. With how she smiled at them earlier, he didn't want to hear it. He just wanted to get out of there and back to the comfort and privacy of his truck. Hey, Danny, how are you doing? He was parked in a good spot near the woods out back and looked forward to a peaceful night's sleep. It would be his first night without Dave. The first night he could sleep without the obnoxious snoring he'd dealt with for the last 6 weeks. He'd finally had a night where the only sound would be the idling of engines. I got to earlier, that was it. I came on today not really expecting a lot of sales today. I mean, it's Monday. Mondays can usually go pretty quiet. But also, I mean, this is going to be an odd week with how, for the rest of the week, not being able to do really any live streams until Friday. Just came on to hang out with you guys mainly. I didn't really come on to do the hard sell, to do the big push. So today's more about you guys just keeping me distracted, not thinking about what's coming up tomorrow. Hey, Melinda, thank you for the heartbeat. He grabbed his duffel bag from beneath the counter. His plan had been to come in, eat, then take a shower like he did most nights, especially nights he actually stayed at a truck stop. It was the hardest thing he had tried to drill into Dave. Take a shower whenever possible because you never knew when, where, or how long you were going to be stuck somewhere there might not be one. There were always sink showers, wiping yourself down with a rag to get some of the grime off, but that was never as good as the real thing. All of it was better than nothing, which was what Dave seemed content to do. Kinda, yeah. Keith, this is kind of my therapy sometimes. Oh no, well, Alicia, stay safe. Keep an eye on the radio. Keep, make sure to be listening for those sirens. The shower sounded good, but so did a peaceful night's sleep. His bed was calling. He could hear it screaming his name. He'd feel nasty in the morning, but he had had enough of being around people for one day. The idea of dealing with a cashier to buy a shower credit and then sitting in the waiting room with the other drivers was too much people time for him. Damn it, he'd just have to deal with it. Maybe he'd get up early and take one in the morning. There were less people in the truck stop there than anyway. It was a small, out-of-the-way place, and he'd probably be one of only 3 trucks lucky enough to have an overnight parking stall. There wouldn't be anything to deal with other than the cashier, and a clean shower sounded like an excellent way to start a new day. Oh, Melinda, thank you. Glad you liked it. So you coming back for more books? Huh? Just let me know. I'll make sure you get it wrapped up. I feel like a little kid being read to, laying down while sick as a dog. Yeah, I'm reading. Yeah, nothing like me reading to you scary stories while, Yeah, I can only imagine if you're really sick, what kind of dreams you're about to have. Let me continue reading. He wasn't sure what woke him. Judging by the lack of light coming into the sleeper, it was still early. His alarm hadn't gone off, so it had to have been before 5. He never slept through it when it did go off, so something else must have woken him. Awesome, Melinda, awesome. He was still too sleep-addled to think or know what it could be. The truck was dark, and he wasn't sure what it was around him. Part of him was still tucked in the little cabinet asleep. The part of him that was awake tried to pull at the rest of him, but he resisted, lying back down, his head getting heavier on the pillow as his body relaxed again. He could feel the dreams coming, a wave of motion slipping into a pool. No, it wasn't a pool because he could feel little nips at his skin. He was sitting in a lake with little fish nibbling at him. He remembered this game. He had been a kid last time he played it. He and his sister would sit in the lake and stay as still as possible. The goal of the game was to see how long it would take to get the little bluegills to start nibbling at their feet. Then how many they could get to come close before one of them would move and scare them away. Hopefully it's at a nice truck stop so I can take it. Not to push you. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, Alicia, for commenting about that. Yeah, it is a great deal. But his whole body was in the water this time, and they were nibbling at him from all sides. Some of them bit hard, as there was actually some pain. He itched at his arm, not paying too much attention to the slight burning sensation. When he opened his eyes, he was back in his bunk, but he still felt the biting. The sensation became much more intense, his arm on fire where he scratched. Blindly, he fumbled with the control box on the side wall and pushed different buttons until he finally found the one that cascaded the little space with light. What the hell? He looked at the long gashes his fingers had left. They didn't draw blood, but they were deep enough he could see the lines in the skin. That was bad, but what really drew his attention were the red splotches running along up his arm. They were almost like agitated goosebumps, except larger and speckled across his skin. Where the hell had these come from? He hadn't noticed a rash when he had undressed. Could he have gone into something he was allergic to? There was a possibility. It could have been something he ate, although he never had anything like that happen before. He wasn't really allergic to anything, so nothing came to mind as to what could make him break out. Hey, DM, welcome back in. He shifted on the bunk to look at his other arm, studying it. It was also covered in the angry-looking welts. When he felt the pull at his neck, he itched it without thinking. The moment he did, he felt the burning and pulled his hand away. He had to be covered in the little dots. Suddenly his chest grew tight as he felt his heart struggling, his breath coming faster. He had no idea if it was the reaction getting worse, or if he was having a freaking panic attack. Nothing like this had happened before. What should he do? Drugs, ointments, creams. Something had to work, but the only place he could go was the truck stop. Stupid electronic logs kept him from being able to leave and go for medical attention, and it felt foolish to call a hospital just for an allergy attack. He could probably find some Benadryl or even a knockoff that he'd be fine. He swung his feet out of the bed to the rough, cool surface of the truck's floor, looking through the pile of clothes at the foot of his bunk. Most of them were between clean and mostly clean. The stuff he had worn too many times stowed in the compartment under the bed. He wasn't too picky. He just wanted something to wear into the truck stop. He grabbed a black t-shirt sporting a rig on the front, the text underneath reading, "I have a 70-hour work week. You think 40 is bad. How cute." Then grabbed a random pair of jeans. He didn't bother with socks as he thought of additional fabric touching his skin made him want to scratch. Everywhere the shirt and jeans touched flared up. causing him to wriggle more and more, trying to find some relief. Maybe he could find an anti-itch cream before he scratched away all his skin. He slipped his feet into his Chicago Bears sandals and quickly jumped down from the truck. If his company ever found out he was wearing sandals, he would have another write-up and have to sit through another safety briefing on the dangers of them. Well, they could kiss his butt. He wasn't going to waste time putting on socks and lacing up his boots. Yeah, they are. These help doing the lives. Hey, Heather. Not that they would ever find out. I mean, how would they? Their offices were 1,000 miles away. It was made it easy for him not to care how he dressed or what shoes he wore. There was no boss to directly watch over him. He had complete freedom to be out there and live the way he wanted to. He just had to deal with all the other bullshit, deal with all the other idiots. He just itched like a son of a bitch. Okay. Quickly walking toward the building, the slight chill in the morning air made it bite. He felt the cold, but his flesh burned with its own fire, the heat radiating off him. You're itching now? It gets worse. Did he have a fever? Maybe he wouldn't be freezing. Maybe he'd be freezing then. He had fevers before that had left him feeling like a 90 degrees was too cold. This felt like he wanted to run and jump into an ice cooler to calm the flames under his skin. He stepped inside the truck stop. It was dark. The lighting minimal. The soda and beer coolers casting shadows. It wasn't surprising seeing as the restaurant was only open during the day. While it was one of the best in the state, the truck stop itself was a dive. Both were attached and hidden from the interstate. A hidden treasure for their culinary arts, but not his first choice when it came to truck parking. He scanned the aisles, focused on finding his relief. The shelves contained what you would find at most truck stops: trucker tools, logbooks, headlights, trailer lights, and fluids. Then there were the bathroom accessories, medical supplies. He found what he was looking for. Grabbing allergy pills, cream, and moisturizing lotion, he scanned the aisle for anything else he would need, but couldn't think of anything. His face burned, and he felt a pulsing sensation in his temple. It crept into his thoughts, then faded. Wetness formed in the corner of his vision, and he closed his eyes as the world wobbled under him. Okay, maybe he should call somebody. Maybe his ex-wife had some ideas. Yeah, that thought didn't fill him with much hope. If she did answer the phone after looking at the caller ID, and that was a huge if, she would probably berate him for being behind on his support payments, hanging up on him before he even had a chance to ask anything. He didn't have too many other people he could call, at least ones he would know anything about what he was going through. None of them were really that close, so it would be odd to call them in the middle of the night. Hey, how's it going? Would you know anything about random rash that rapidly spreads? The conversation would go just fine. Then he would get the irate phone call tomorrow and lose another friend. He shuffled to the counter, not moving too fast. He didn't trust his balance, as the ground could shift on him at any moment. He came close to falling into one shelf, so he didn't want to take the chance of it happening again. He kept his hands on them to help him stay straight. Hey, Christo, how you doing? He heard something crash, his fingers having grazed it, but he didn't turn to look, keeping his gaze locked on the counter. He felt like an airplane in one of those simulation games coming in for a landing, rocking back and forth. Then, like those games, he crashed. The items on his hands sprawled out on the counter, the tropical cream slamming into the register. The annoyed attendant looked at the items and back at him, the disgust evident in the man's curled lip. The large guy behind the counter had his hair buzzed, and even though through his haze, Mike saw the swastika tattooed on the man's arm. It was the last thing he saw out of his right eye. An intense pain flashed, and stars burst around his vision. Needles poked in the base of his skull, pushing up. He had to clench his own teeth to keep from screaming out in the pain, and he couldn't stop himself from slamming his head down on the counter. "What the hell's wrong with you?" Mike heard the cashier ask. He forced himself to look up, faintly seeing the man back away. It was hard to make out. His vision blurred, then doubled. He now saw two cashiers where there had been just one before. Mike could feel the area around his right eye heating up, causing the cashier to double over and vomit on the floor. Mike tried to speak, but nothing came. He heard a gurgling sound, but it didn't sound anything like words. He backed away, nearly falling into the end cap. Turning into the aisle before, he stumbled into another display. Little bottles of concentrated energy drink went sprawling across the floor as Mike staggered, focused on the sign at the back of the store. Restrooms. His vision was getting worse in his left eye, making the already dark store darker. The door slammed open as he fell through it. He didn't look to see if he had damaged any of the plaster, but the door stuck in the wall rather than swinging closed. Focusing on the mirror, he shuffled forward just as a haze descended, and he had to fight to keep his eye open. He put his weight against the sink, struggling to breathe against the exhaustion. It felt like a lake had formed in his lungs. When he started coughing, he felt like the liquid drown him. Sorry, guys, I know I'm kind of really botching this. Waves of nausea flowed through his stomach, and he felt his body move with the motion. He could feel it rising up in his throat. Maybe it was time he gave in and called the doctor. If he looked as bad as the cashier made him feel, that guy might have already done it. Mike tried to listen for the sounds of the other man, but he couldn't hear anything. It felt like he was in a void. He couldn't hear the buzzing of the lights or him moving along the sink. He only heard his raspy breath as he forced in short gasps of air. Well, thank you. I do enjoy doing it, and that's why I've been doing the Dark Library readings. I just recorded earlier one of my short stories, Death at Germantown, and I'm going to have that as an episode coming soon. That was a hard one to read because of it's written to be more of a period piece, and it was hard trying to get that one. Mike tried to listen for the sounds of the other man, but he couldn't hear anything. It felt like he was in a void. He couldn't hear the buzzing of the lights or him moving along the sink. He only heard his raspy breaths as he forced in short gasps of air. He put his weight on his hands, leaning over the sink, focusing on the blurry shape in the mirror until he could see his own face. It had been a long time since Mike could remember crying. He probably had at his mother's funeral. He knew during his divorce by the time all was said and done. And the devil's spawn had dragged him through the mud. He hadn't shed a tear. The last time he cried had been over 10 years ago at his father's funeral. Mike tried to cry now, but those tears wouldn't come. Although he knew it had nothing to do with the emotions this time, he wanted to cry, but What blocked his vision probably prevented those tears. Hey, Melly Star, how you doing? He watched as his face fluttered with motion. What had started as welts on his arm, which must have also been all over his face, moved. They danced in what was uncoordinated chaos. Bumps scurried. Where his right eye had been, the hole grew larger as the invaders entered the now open area. He could barely see them. Some were so tiny, he had to get really close to the mirror. When he did, he didn't know what kind they were or where they were from, but it didn't matter. They were bugs, and they were crawling inside of him. He desperately tried to blink, not knowing why he was losing the vision in his left eye. They were scurrying all over it. Oh, he desperately tried to blink, knowing why he was losing vision in his left eye. They were scurrying all over it, probably doing the same thing to that eye that they had done to the other. He reached his arm up, trying to focus on the things moving along his hand and arm as well. His skin rippled, making it look like the sea caught in the torrent of a storm. How many more pages is okay. Didn't matter how many of these damn things there were. He was not going down without a fight. He brought his hand up, ready to dig out his own eye if it meant gain the ones he could see. After they were gone, maybe he could focus on the others. It would mean he would have to feel around for them, but he'd do whatever needed. He would find a knife and get these things out of him. He saw the edge of his fingers flow, his fingertips bursting open as it neared his face. He watched as more of the bugs scrambled out, some jumping the short gap and directly into his eye. He tried to blink to keep them away, but his eyelid was in pieces as he watched it try to flutter close. Where's the pain? Why didn't he feel more of it? There was burning, but he had no eyelid left. The skin eaten away. Shouldn't that have hurt more? Something large bulged out of his forehead, looking like a tumor had developed right in front of him. Pain pushed against where his eye had once been. He could feel as it intensified, stars dancing around what little of his vision remained. He sure as hell could feel that pain. Then the bulge burst, a larger version of the bugs emerging, or trying to. Mike felt the world around him shift, and before he knew it, he was looking up at the underside of the sink. He hadn't felt himself hit the floor. He wasn't feeling much of anything anymore. The world around him was getting darker, fading, everything slipping into darkness. When his vision completely left him, he wondered how many he would stay. He wondered how long he would stay like that. Would anyone be able to check on him? Once they saw the bugs crawling all over him, would they stay or would they take off to leave him there? It had to have been Dave. That guy was disgusting. Mike didn't know how he managed to stay in the truck with him for so long. The smell every damn night, the greasy hair. Even after the man took showers, he still stank. How did Mike know he had taken showers? Mike paid for the shower credits, but just because a horse was led to water didn't mean didn't mean they drank. Hey, yeah, tap, tap, tap. Dave had often come out smelling nearly as bad as when he went in. He had spent 6 weeks with that disgusting bastard. The man had to have brought something out of Mike's truck. What a way to go. Was he really going to die there, lying on his truck stop floor, waiting for someone to find him? Would there be enough left of him to identify? Again, he wanted to die and be done with it. What a damn way to go. Alone with his thoughts, he lay there. Eventually, even those left him. Got another one. Damn, really? Them little creatures will eat anything. He's in the bathroom. You coming to clean him out? Yeah, I'll be back there in a minute. They leave enough of them? Should be. Once I saw him dead, I sprayed it down. Okay, I'll get him pulled round back and start chopping. Start chopping them up. If they keep eating like this, we'll have enough ribs to serve all through winter. Chaos. I gotta get back to the register. This one, damn, he nearly got them critters on me. He was lunging at me and shit. You didn't get bit, did you? Nah, I stayed back. Okay, well, we'll get his truck towed in the morning. You get back to the register and keep an eye out. Will do, Hoss. So yeah, that was Bedbugs. My short story, Bedbugs. Kind of a disgusting little short story there. Definitely gets into pretty intense. And that is found in the short story collection, Last Exit. So, Lisa, did that make you happy? Hey, Justin, how are you doing this afternoon? Oh, thank you for the heart, me. Thank you. Now, when I put that up there, does it conflict with the chat? I probably shouldn't put that up there. I remember now why I took that off before. Oh, you're on chapter 17 of Bookmail? Still enjoying it? Uh, the little bottom third that I put up there for a little bit. That. Good. Glad you're liking it. Well, yeah, Ellis is supposed to be the character that everyone kind of resonates with, that kind of, pulls them in and everything. So, poor Lexi, what about poor Amanda? Hmm. That was always not a lot of people talk about that, but that chapter is so much fun. I have fun talking about that chapter when I get the late night trolls in here. Because I'll get trolls coming in and saying, "I'm behind you. Look behind me. Look behind you. I'm there. I'm there." And these people messaging, saying that, and I'm like, "Oh, have you read Bookmail?" I feel like I nailed the trolls in that part. So, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. I loved writing that chapter. I loved writing the shower chapter. So, yeah, the shower chapter gave me. I was kind of inspired by Nightmare on Elm Street. I felt like it had this Freddy torture kind of feel to it. Yeah, an oopsie today. What's that? What did you hear, Justin? I don't think I cursed just then. What did I say? I don't think I cursed. Yeah, I won't. And I hope it comes across that about him having that uh his losing his own child not too just a year before. I wanted that to pull through that he kind of had this protective streak in him. So I get all those ships all the time by accident. So hey Danny, welcome back in. Probably. I mean, it's a book that once you get into the last 5 chapters and you're getting closer, it kind of hooks you in for that last little bit there. At least we are stocked. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, I'm I'm feeling it today. It does not help. The rain outside just it's like getting that little soothing, like with no caffeine and the rain, it's just like just kind of want to go and just kind of drift off. Hey Tess, how you doing? Yeah, it was a long weekend. I did a lot of late night lives, a lot of stuff like that. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. So that's what I'm saying is it's kind of lulling me down to where I almost want to fall asleep. Hey, sassy Gigi Reeds, how are you doing? Hey, David. I see that. Yeah, I'm ready to go back to bed. Hey, Christopher, how are you doing? I feel like I'm getting just as tired as I do on the late night lives. Where I was just about to, do my little fall asleep there. My normal this weekend to survive was about five. I yeah, I can't say much about that because I know I did the 200 milligrams of the Alani. I had another 35 milligrams of the Coke Zero on one day on top of the Alani, and then I also had the chai, which is 100 milligrams of caffeine. So yeah, I had easily about 350 grams of milligrams of caffeine. Oh yeah, grams. Huh. Christopher, hope you do well. You got this. Oh, you're jelly? Why am I? What do you mean? I'm more comfy? I'm just listening to the rain come down and want to fall asleep. There we go. Oh, that was Lisa. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Um. Oh, that's my microphone. This is what I'm talking into. So. See, the only thing you need now, Freak Show, is a weighted blanket. Well, yeah, it is lit up. It does have light to it. But yeah. Yeah, I got my first weighted blanket a while ago, so I love it. Hey, Deadly Vixen. So I've been waiting. You said you finished reading book mail. What'd you think? Yes. Yeah. Was I right about that last 5 pages? Once you get to, I mean, not 5 pages, last 5 chapters. Once you get to them, you can't really put it down. It gets pretty crazy. Is now that it gets crazy in the good way or what? So while the next book mail book does not have anything to do with Lexi, there is a end cameo at the end where it sets up her and Max's story going into the next one. So yes, people are eventually going to get what they want. They want more. Now, what I did was when I wrote the next book. Now I wrote the next book before I realized how popular Lexi and Max were getting. So I didn't write about Lexi at all in the next book. Now, what I did after the fact was, as a way to tie it into the next book after the one that will come out in 2027, I wrote this kind of like this review from Lexi. So she reviews Bookmail, the creator of Nightmares, and it will, with what she says, it will lead into the third Bookmail book. So I hope people get a kick out of that. I'll be right back. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I just have to run upstairs real quick. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Good way. Gotcha. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. You're starting to read Demon Seed now? Well, you took a quick nap? Oh, you have another one to finish first? Oh. Well, the nice thing is by me running upstairs and back down real quick, it got my heart racing a little bit. So now maybe now I can keep awake a little bit. Yeah. Ah, you're reading the Light Lark. Okay. Hey, Silent Melody, how are you doing? Yeah. I am honored that you paused that to read book mail. I feel that's praise in its own. Yeah, I just realized I was not reading the chat from the other two streaming. Right now, I'm simul streaming between here, Book of Faces, and the Red Place. I just realized I was forgetting to watch the chat for the other two places. So, oops. I thought, Alicia, I thought you did, but I wasn't, I thought you knew that going in, so that's why I didn't stop you when you got the hardcovers. I'm glad you liked it, Alicia. I just said Alicia, and I just might realize I just was talking to Deadly Vic. I'm getting everyone confused. Yeah, well, I mean, to me, when you get the foil editions to me, I don't know if I would ever actually read the foil editions. I think if I was to pick up a foil edition, this would be my shelf trophy. This would be the one I would leave there to, look nice on the shelf, you know. And then the paperbacks, those are the ones that, I get for, you know, yeah. Hey, Giselle, how you doing today? I felt the book was more sinister with the demon than scary. I can get that. That's just it. Is I always like to say when people ask me what's your scariest book, I'm like, well, fear is subjective. So what is scary for me is not going to be the same thing that's scary for you. Do I think that book mail is truly scary? Well, a lot of people have told me that it's been very terrifying for them, especially the scene where she's going through the tunnel. They've been terrified by it. To me, my scariest book is always going to be Hatched because I'm terrified of spiders. I wrote it to be the book to scare me. So, fear is subjective. What scares one person is not going to scare the next. Yeah, I felt bad about for what happens to Amanda. There was a time when I actually thought Amanda was going to be the final girl when I was writing it. That I was really planning on her to become the final girl. Hey Benjamin, how you doing? Hey Tabitha, how are you doing this afternoon? Valentine, how you doing? Welcome back in. I forgot that that's my phrase going right now, and yes, I feel like it's time for a nap. So I almost actually is like, yeah, same. I feel the same way. Just shows how awake I am right now. Thank you for the heart, me. Thank you. That's how I'm feeling right now. Yes, I put it out there. That's exactly how I'm feeling. I'm not ready for those next few days coming up, though. Oh. Hey, Kirby, how you doing? I know this rain is driving me nuts, isn't it? It makes me want to fall asleep. I keep hearing it come down outside. What part of Wisconsin are you in? So what's going over the next few days? Tomorrow, we have Patty's appointment with the oncologist. Wednesday, Patty has her thyroid biopsy being done, and then Thursday is the spinal MRI. So it's back to back hell week. So we appreciate that, Lisa. So thank you, Valentine. Thank you. So so yeah, just a lot coming up. So you're actually not that far from me. Are you going to be coming to the story cellar when I have the not virtual, the release party for Book Mail Critter of Nightmares? It's going to be at the story cellar in Wausau, Wisconsin. That will be May 23rd, 1 o'clock. Awesome. Yeah, hope to see you there. I haven't posted anything about it on TikTok yet. I've mainly been Well, there you go, Lisa. You got your bed bugs. Enjoy your bed bugs. Hey, Lottie, thank you for the follow. Oh, I know, Deadly Vixen. I know. Wisconsin, we're up here kind of away from everyone. I just cannot stop yawning today. There we go. I'm sending you videos of the foil books that got in. Were they able to be dried out? Were they able to be saved? Yeah, I am too. You want to visit Green Bay? Every time I've been to Green Bay, it's like felt like it's 90% under construction. Alicia. I don't know. Every time I've gone through Arkansas, the roads have always been pretty bad. Felt like they need more construction, or at least the right kind of construction. No! Da Bears. Da Bears. No, we need to be Da Bears. I am thankful that in at least 3/4 of my books, there is somewhere some kind of joke making fun of the Packers. It is one of my claims to fame. Is to try you know 5 years to complete to redo a road. Yeah, yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Okay, guys, I have to get run. It's time to go pick up the little one. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon. I will try to keep you guys updated over the next couple of days what's going on. Make sure you're in the dungeon, and I will try to keep people updated. Plus, if you are if you go into my top on the chain of knowledge, there's something there that if you can help out, we appreciate it. But also, I'll be sending out updates through that as well. So, trying to say things without say things is always so fun on the TikTok. So, but I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon. And yeah, remember to stay safe, stay slicey, but as always, stay spooky. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. I hope to see everyone. If I am still doing the indie horror author spotlight tomorrow, so if you guys don't make it in for that, I hope to see you guys then on Friday where I might hopefully be back to doing a live stream. So catch you guys later.